Zhang Na is one of the faces of an emerging sustainability movement in China. She's on a mission to tackle fashion waste with her brand, Reclothing Bank.
其实从2010年开始，那个时候我有我另外的一个设计师品牌，但是其实在我做的过程中，我就会有非常多的怀疑，就我觉得人们需要这么多的衣服吗？那我觉得可能服装这个产业其实造成了很多的浪费。
The store in Shanghai takes waste products like abandoned fishing nets, plastic bottles and sacks and turns them into clothes and accessories.
那我们把菠萝啊这种纤维回收了以后，做成了像这种仿大象皮的这种质感的材质，就是这种再生的皮革。那么首先它是有机的，其次它是可降解的，然后它的无论从价格和适用性以及手感上都是可以替代就是真的皮革的。
Chinese consumers are biting, with Reclothing Bank now a fixture at Shanghai Fashion Week.
买东西的时候，一般也会选择就是跟环保主题相关的这些东西，所以穿着也很舒适，又有环保，所以比较受我们的喜欢。
我刚刚特地看了一下。
The brand is riding an emergent wave of sustainable consumption in China that was accelerated by the pandemic.
Also make people to rethink the connection of their way of living, the choice of consumption, and the impact to the society, to the nature, and consequently impacted by the environment they live in. Before, it's when you ask people to bring your own mug and your own little bottle to a coffee shop, people probably were very, very reluctant and happy to do that. But today, it's very, very common.
The growing awareness coincides with the Chinese government's ambitious green agenda. It's committed to hit peak carbon emissions by 2030 and carbon neutrality by 2060.
Certainly a higher number of, certainly higher percentage of the consumers are saying, eco-friendly features are important for them in their purchase decisions, particularly younger generations. Of course, the overall awareness of the changes around climate changes and all that, both from government policies and lots of the news and everything that's driving that high awareness for the consumers and particularly the younger consumers.
But are consumers willing to put their money where their mouths are? According to Deloitte, 66% of Chinese consumers are willing to pay a premium for sustainable products. But of this group, more than half are actually only willing to pay a little bit more. In reality, prices are much higher for now. A quick scroll on Reclothing Bank's website shows ready-to-wear tops priced above 1,000 yuan. That's significantly more than what you might find on a fast fashion brand like Urban Revivo, where you can get something similar looking for less than 500 yuan. And with the average monthly salary of college grads in China hovering just below the 6,000 yuan mark, it's a tough sell in this uncertain economic environment.
Because of the stage of life that they're in, millennials are starting to work and they have the income to be able to buy products that are sustainable. However, Gen Z is at a younger stage of life and they tend to be more cost focused. So we do think that the younger generation is very aware of sustainability, but it's also one of those things that when you have the income for it, you can buy it, but when you don't, unfortunately, it's more challenging to embrace those trends.
That's perhaps why second-hand platforms like Zhuanzhuan are surging in popularity as a more cost-effective way to embrace sustainability without breaking the bank.
One of the platforms this year in the 618, the major sort of shopping day in China, their growth is like 1,000 times, like 1,000% times. Really you see growth in these, but that's more like a circular economy type.
So, can sustainability go mainstream in China? Experts believe there are encouraging signs that will reduce the gap between the intent and action in the years ahead.
So a lot of the sustainable purchasing in China is indeed values driven. However, it's also driven by trends like minimalism, and also being close to nature. And so, for example, with a trend like minimalism, it is inherently sustainable, and this is the trend that people are chasing. And being sustainable is like a byproduct of a trend that involves consuming less.
Is it consumer ready to pay a premium for a sustainable product? That probably still not the truth. The good thing is if you look at the development in today's market, because of the innovation, because of industrial development, there's so many different kinds of technology emerging, and also because of that, also start to drive the price lower as well.
Back at Reclothing Bank, Zhang says she will continue to make good products, hoping that consumers will follow.
还有一点，我觉得你不能够就是用道德来绑架消费者，不是说啊，因为我是环保可持续的，所以你就应该买，这个是绝对不对的。所以很重要一点是你是否能创作出好的人们需要的产品和作品，让在人们购买的时候，人们会觉得啊，发现哦，原来它对环境还做出了贡献。
So young Chinese are spending less as they adjust to a new era of slower economic growth post-pandemic. But they're also spending more intentionally, looking locally, and to more sustainable offerings.